And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Everything appears to be good here. Yep, I didn't turn anything on that didn't need to be. We're set. We're good. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back this fine Sunday with a bit of afternoon Warthunder. And, yeah. We are currently grinding our way towards the, pardonnez-moi, XM975, which is the next SPAA down from the ADATs. So it is our current mission today to try and grind our way towards this vehicle. Alright. And we are currently using the Lav 80 to do that. We are about midway through the modifications for the Lav 80. And we will be getting the hydropods relatively soon. We have to unlock one more full row to get the hydropods. So, let's just jump right into one. And hopefully I can get an audio check. Aerodale. Honorable chatters. Can I get an audio check down there, ladies and gentlemen? Do we sound good? Look good? Hopefully everything is functioning as it should be. I'm gonna grab some coffee real quick here. Oh yeah, abandoned factory. Single point abandoned factory. This should be interesting, to say the least. Okay, good. And we are Oscar Mike for this stream. Ah, Lord. And if I crack out a lot of cheesy 2010s movie military speak, it's because I've been playing through Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 again, and damn, that game has aged well. Parts of it have. Parts of the writing haven't, but overall, I love that game so much. Oh. But, yeah. Also, if anyone down in chat would like to join, we have, I have the instructions for that down below, if you are interested. So it is there, if you wanted to. And we have a lot of people already pushing way up towards Alpha. And no one guarding this side, from what I can tell. Nope. Abrams. Definitely an Abrams. Hail Bendover. Good to see you, my dude. How are you, Ben? I hope you're having a good evening. This fine Sunday. Coffee which shall keep me sane. We got ganked there because we couldn't see ahead. We are going to fix that problem. Okay, let's get across the street here, where we don't have to cross that once it's filled up with enemies. And we're going to launch a scout drone up so we can get eyes on. Yeah, no, leopard. My drone. Ow! That's not good. They have an SPAA up. What is that SPAA? It's a chaparral. Of course it is. I do not like the chaparral. Chaparral is annoying to fight. Oh, please full forward. Get on him. I bet we can. If we're careful about how we do this. Probably just gave myself away there. Now. Okay, that is our T.T.G.A. He scared the crap out of me there for a second. Saw him a second too late. Couldn't quite get on the pole there fast enough. They are really bunching up there, so let's discourage that if we can. We're gonna take... We're gonna get behind them if we can, and we're gonna drop artillery here. Radar lock is very useful on this particular. Got him. SU down.
Fuck! Oh!
Thank you for the blurb there, bend over. Got him. He's going down.
Target destroyed.
And the Sioux is toast. We need to get past that to where we can't get sniped. And turn away from the building because it doesn't want to let us launch that direction for some reason. Because the game is special, we don't want to get too high up like last time because that will get us ganked. Oh, Merit Hill got him. Watch the RD there. And we have an M1A2 that is down. What do we got for hostiles over there on the far end? Not much. Okay, we have managed to push them off Alpha for the moment. This map is just one that requires you to get up close and personal quickly. Because if you don't, dislodging them from that particular position is very difficult to do. So, you just have to keep that in mind. Got a Nesher coming in. Hopefully he actually makes it to the battlefield.
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
Thank you for the blurb there, bend over. Also, chat, blurbs are enabled. They are in the description, the link for them, if you wish to use them. Ooh. Hello there. How you doing? Come on. Let's make it where we have our... Oh, there's a current ass that's still a little too alive. Decided he really did not appreciate my presence there. Can't imagine why. Not doing too well this go around, but it's not my worst. The newbie Avgeek. Hi, I'm new. Well, welcome. To the stream, good sir. We are here every Sunday with this particular stream. Come on, we can make it. We can make it. We can make it. Yes, my bomber. I got an A10 Warthog on this particular map not that long ago, and it was a lot of fun to use. They have got a bunch of MBTs out there. So Abandoned Factory is one you just really have to get really aggressive with and push very hard. Okay, there we go. We're probably gonna just eat all those because they're temporary invul, but we're good. Well, welcome to the stream, sir. Hope you enjoy your time here, my good man. Alright, that needs to go. Dorito plane, yes. There are a lot of those. There's no reason to push too hard. We're a little too squishy. Okay, is there anyone even up? I don't think there is. Nope. Nope, there's a Merkava coming in. The Dorito plane is awesome. Jake, just Spully. Hey there, just saw your stream and wanted to wish you a fun evening. Greetings from Germany. Cool, man. I know a lot of nice people from Germany. Germany's cool. And thank you for wishing us a nice stream. I think we are going to have an excellent one today. I woke up this morning. I had almost no sleep last night, and I feel great. Can't explain it, but I will take it every time I can get it. All right. Test site 2271. This will be interesting. Hopefully things aren't still busted. We've been having a lot of DC issues since the last update, chat, so I may have to pull up one of the screenshots from earlier and show that to you, because I was playing some mid-tier American tanks, and we had flying enemies, and not airplane-type flying enemies. That was a fun game. So hopefully we don't get any DCs today. Hopefully we don't have massive packet loss. It's because you're a night person? I'm not, though. That's the thing. Newbie Appgank. I am not a man. I'm someone who likes getting to sleep on time. It's just, due to some personal health problems, which I will be getting addressed very quickly and very soon, I have not been getting as much sleep as I would prefer. And, yeah, even in spite of that, I felt like $1 million today, so that's awesome. Now, come on, you know you want to. Oh, which way is he gonna pop out? Got him! Commander, gunner! And got the other one. Challenger 2. Ooh. Okay, gotta be careful about how I push this, because they know I'm here now. Hopefully... Oh, darn. This is not ideal. Can we back up to where we can get... Non-pin. What's my opinion on Cass? Just Folly? Cass is either... Cass is not a problem if you have a competent team. The Cass becomes a problem for most people when you have a team that doesn't have good situational awareness and who don't run anti-Cass. That's the main problem with Cass, especially in Ground Arcade. Now, you also have the issue of there are some minor problems with how they do Cass spawning in here. They spawn the enemies... So, they spawn the enemies a little bit too far out, I think, for both groups, because your engagement envelope is a little too long. And that makes it difficult to deal with enemies. And it makes it difficult for your Cass to get into the battlefield on time. To actually be able to use their weapons effectively. Okay, he's gotta go, because he's shooting us in the rear. I will get to your question, Abgeek, in just a second, sir. Got to get rid of this guy. Airtail's got him. CDZ. Scouted. Gotta move around. Okay. But I play a not so T.T.G.A. Roblox. Better graphics. Okay, not better graphics. I have no idea what you're saying, my dude. And I'm not going to continue there, because the last time I read something random on the internet, someone got me to say a racial slur. So, yeah, let's not do that again. I do not wish to anger the algorithm gods. Okay. We have... Oh, he's coming around, flanking us from the side. Okay, what? Got him. Engine out. Kill assist. Internet from its finest. Yeah, pretty much, my dude. I have to be... I have become much more cautious about what I read out loud on here. Okay, let's see if we can take up a little close air support. This match is nearing its completion point, so I think we might actually be able to make it work. They don't have any anti-CAS up at the moment, so... Yeah. I believe you. Let's get him. Yeah, okay, no. Okay, he's not gonna be alive long enough for me to actually get a hit. Let's get that MBT. Is that that's a Leopard, like an early tier Leopard or a Magac? That's a T-72B.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage.
Okay, I need to get turned around here. I need to get turned around here. Okay. There we go. Fox 2, Fox 2. Okay, clear. Let's get this bad boy turned around and... no, mission is over. Not as well as I usually do with helicopters, but you can make them work. Yeah, CAS can be fun. It's just... you have to have a team that understands that you have to play against and for your CAS. If you have that, it's not a problem. But there are a lot of people, including a lot of YouTubers I know, who have a lot of problem with CAS because they have poor situational awareness. As long as you have that, you're usually good. Okay, hopefully that's still on as it should be. Sorry, just one moment. Checking a stream message there, and we're good. Okay, we're set. Now, Hortgurn. We can make it work. We'll make it work. Do it live. We're gonna try and push up towards Alpha, I think. We're gonna try and get up some speed by going around the back of this hill first, so that we're not accelerating in the open. And then we're going to go up this right here. Let's get that up. Hover it almost immediately. You don't want it to be...
Breaker 19, this here's a rubber duck. You got a copy on me, Big Ben, come on?
Yes, I do.
10-4, Big Ben, for sure, for sure.
Thank you very much for the blurb there, Airtail. Do I prefer urban or rural maps? Depends on the type of map. So, I prefer maps like Cargo Port and, what's the one we started the stream on? Factory. The factory map. A lot. I like those urban maps a lot, but, I can work on some of the rural maps as well. I just prefer maps with lots of cover. In early tiers, you get a lot better rural maps than you do at top tier. Especially at top tier Ground Arcade. I don't know what things are like in realistic. But, yeah, for me, it's the type of... it's how the map is set up and laid out more than whether it's urban or rural. Because there are urban maps that are just absolute pain to get through. And there are rural maps that are just absolute hell to get through as well. Hopefully I didn't make that too complicated. Oh, I don't like that. That needs to go. M1A1. You, buddy. Buddy. Oh, that guy needs to go. Target destroyed. Oh, you poor man. Why are you taking that out there? It is a game called Steel Titans that I play. I've not heard of that one. Please don't die in the trees. Okay. Alright, we got a Ram Seagal out there. Can we get him to push up just a little further, like between those trees? I don't think we can. They are really packed up on Charlie right now. Got a Leopard moving up. Okay. Interesting. So, but what's its style? Is it like a mech game? Is it a vehicular combat game? Is it... what is it? Is it a MOBA or MMO, something like that? I'll just throw this out there. I don't play a lot of MMOs. Or at least not what people think of when they think MMOs. Anyway. I managed to avoid getting addicted by WoW back in the day, so thanks to having really bad internet a long time ago. It's like ground realistic battles. Interesting. Okay, got him. And got the Lav AD. That means that their close anti-cast is out. Let's light him up. Fragmentation rounds did good. Okay, should be able to hold this position. I prefer maps like Maginot Line or Sinai. Maps like Sweden or Crossing the Rhine are really difficult for me since you can just get flanked from anywhere if you don't pay attention. Yeah. I like maps that have good flanking lanes, but I am not a big fan of maps like Pradesh, where you can get shot all the way across the map and you just don't know where you got hit from. Imagine that would get worse on RB than it would be in arcade, because in arcade it does occasionally light them up when they shoot you. Okay, that is our M24 Hein. Got him. Okay, most of his crew is already out, so we were able to take advantage of that. What we got out there? That is still that RDFLT, if I'm correct. No, that's a Nammer. Oh dear. That is disturbing. I don't like the Nammer, it's scary. Okay. How you play these maps is very important too, because there are certain maps that do very well with hyper-aggression, and there are others that are way better if you are more tactical and careful about where you go and what you do. They're getting way too comfortable over there on Bravo, so we need to go do something about that. Let's see what I can do. Let us see what I can do. With that shot completely, that T90 is going to kill me. So is that RDFLT. Oh, he's looking right at me, probably. I'm going to go get back in cover and take up another cast. See what we can do with that. I do not appreciate this at all. there are certain maps that you just really have to go gung-ho on them. And if you don't, you will get eaten alive. Okay, Chaparral, my dude. You are my problem for today. I would like you to go away. Cease being my problem. In fact, I'd like you to cease being anyone's problem if possible. Nope, I'm not gonna be able to get him. Not gonna be able to get him. I've noticed that when playing RB, you have a much easier time playing on flat maps. Getting sniped in arcade battles is more likely. That is true. That is true. Because in realistic, you actually have to be looking at the enemy. And you actually have to go hunt enemies by sight. Whereas in here, they have a giant name tag over the top of them. Which is part of the reason I actually do like arcade battles in comparison to realistic, but it is a thing you have to adapt to, for sure. Usually when I want to play Warthunder in the evenings, I'm not neurally functional enough to do the whole hunt every enemy on the map thing. It's not something I can do. We are holding very well for now. Crit! There goes his driver, so he won't be able to run away for a while at least. I need to get on some... Okay, those are both ours. Okay. Let's take a look from the drone, see what we got. So, we have an MBT, we have a clickbait, and whatever that is. And we have an SPAA up now. After some time, getting kills in arcade battles doesn't feel so good anymore, but in realistic battles, it feels awesome getting a kill when you got the range right. I can see that. I mean, that's not really been my experience. I really like how snappy arcade battles are. But I know not everyone is that way. That's a what's your flavor thing. What's your flavor of ice cream you prefer? Not bad. Second place, 6 skill assists, 4 kills, 1 zone captured. I will take that all day long. And we're making good progress towards our next vehicle. I just have to be careful to not get too aggressive. That is my greatest weakness in this game. I am a very aggressive little boy. I like getting up close and sticking that cannon barrel. Like getting that bling sound always fills me with joy. Half your chats aren't getting through? Avgeek, I don't know what's going on there. That's a little strange. Okay, that's a lot strange. YouTube's being retarded again. We'll have to go and smack it, kick it a few times. Let me see if I can refresh things and if that will help. Hopefully it will, my dude. Nope, it appears to be back to eating comments again, so that bug is back. Yay! I'm really sorry, man. That sucks a lot. YouTube does that sometimes. This is why we have to occasionally beat YouTube to get it to do as it should, and not as it wants to do. Okay, let's get that right there, where we're not too high up. We got a bunch of stuff. What is a TADS? Is that like a German, British version of the ADATS? What even is that? Oh, he's got an M60. You poor man. Why did you bring that here? You poor creature. Your teammates do not like you one bit. Good night, Just Scully. Thank you very much for stopping by, my dude. I hope you have a good night's rest on that. Get good EPs. Okay, you need to die. Alright. Get around here and put a round up that TKX. Okay, he's gone. He's not. Okay, and he's still very much too alive for my liking. Come on, push. Push hard, push hard. Oh, come on! Wait, how did that go through his crew and not kill them? Das ist Bullscheiße. I call BS on that one. That does not seem legit at all. Oh, and we don't have any anti-CAS up. Well, I can try at least. We got an FG1. Let's back up. I know you're up there, buddy. Stop doing that, game. Lock onto him. Why is he not showing up on? Yeah. Come on. Oh, he is good. Oh, he's real good, chat. Nope. F4 Phantom got us. Ooh, that's rough. So YouTube is being normal? Yes, Ben, they are. It makes me grumpy when YouTube is normal, but still, they sometimes choose to be normal, and normal is annoying with YouTube because it means it's broken. And they deserve to be beaten vigorously. Alright, let's get down there and kill their anti-CAS if we can. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. Okay, Tads, you go first. And then you can go too. Oh, that is a lot of hostile airplanes. Can I get a turn and get on these guys again? Potentially, in theory. Oh, nope, somebody got us. Literally, Ben. RDFLT. Thank you very much for the blurb, Ben. Thank you very much, my dude. I do hope audio is not a little too loud for y'all. It sounds great for me, but I'm worried I might be blowing some poor people's ears out.
Okay, I call this one low-hanging fruit.
That ain't a finger hole, you sick bastard!
Thank you for the blurb there, Aaron Hale. That's bad. They are taking Bravo. Yeah, okay, you can go, buddy. You can go right now. As soon as I can get up here. Young man, you are screwed if I can ever get over there. Okay. Let's get on him and light him up. Okay. Can you eat all of that artillery? Thank you. Aw. That is sad. He's good. Very good. Look, Newbie Avgeek, I don't have anything strictly banning self-promotion on this channel, but, if you want to promote your stuff, I'd prefer that you reach out to me first. Just saying, my dude. So, if you don't mind, my man. You're probably fine. Hey, it's cool. You're probably fine, but, you know, I, try to avoid the whole, having people put stuff in my chat that I don't know what it is, and then it getting advertised, and then someone being like, hey, you had someone putting spam in your chat, so let's... Yeah. Alright. Harold Hale, when you're ready. Or, he's actually in a fight right now, so we need to just go through here. We're gonna stick that on there, and... USA. We're gonna go tanks. We'll go here. Here. Alright. Victory in the Ardennes mission. That's surprising, but a welcome one to be sure. Let me check and see where we're at on the Lav AD. Making our way towards the XM975. Looking good. Good progress. Alright. Alright. Harold Hale is ready. Go. Hey, it's no problem, my man. I've just had a lot of people over the, I've had people come into my chats before and advertise things that I wasn't able to verify what it was. And, yeah. I just prefer when that doesn't happen, because it worries me. I don't want to, like, be having someone advertise stuff that's, you know, like a scam, or... Here, I am your, proud Turkish prince! Yeah, that's... But if, you know, if you were to reach out to me first, and, you know, promise me, I would probably be willing to work that, or, you know, I'll... Oh, that's not good. He is gonna get a beat on me very quickly. Yeah. Alright, we're good there. Ow! That hurt a lot. Oh, that's a Leopard 2 PSO over by Bravo. We need to get smoke out, like, right now. Wait. Come on. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Now. Now. Thank you. Okay. Try not to repair right where we can get shot. Okay. Okay, we got an aim. And an Abrams. That MBT 2000 does concern me quite a lot. But he is far enough out as to not be... Good to go. Got to go. Might be back, but my iPad's about to die. No problem, man. And thank you very much for stopping by. It's greatly appreciated, my dude. Okay. Alright. How oblivious are you? And can I get a free one here? MBT-2000, you are just trying to spoil her, aren't you, buddy? He is. He's trying to spoil hard. Okay. Didn't quite get it off in time. Oh. Alright. We will get him through there. Alright. So that MBT-2000 needs to get pushed off Bravo, and the M1 AIM needs to go as well. That does concern me quite significantly. Not as much as he does, but it does concern me. The main thing with these maps is keeping a hold of the wings. That went up right in front of us. Okay. Okay, that needs to be dealt with soon. .tm. He's fried. That Leopard 2 PL is still alive. But if you can keep a hold of Alpha and Bravo, you can usually take this map pretty quickly and without too much fuss. Because Charlie is extremely open to it, and anywhere you would go on Charlie to snipe puts you in clear range of Alpha or Bravo. So keep your wings clear if you can. That's very important with maps like Sinai. It's also important that you push middle, but gotta keep your wings clear. Get around. Oh, there's a tiger. Okay. Oh, hit us hard with artillery there. I am wrecked. He's dead. So we're just gonna push straight up through here. No, no. No, Mr. Leopard. Bad. Bad Leopard. Evil Leopard. Rotten Leopard. You shall not shoot me from across the map. Hail, Davyverse! How you doing, my dude? Good to see ya. Hope you're having a good afternoon, kind sir. Well, it's evening where you are, I'm pretty sure. Over there in the UK. Let's get that turret turned. Ooh, that is disgusting. Thank you for the blurb there, bend over. That is not good. That is not good at all. Knackered? I bet, my man. Hopefully you get good sleep before the work week starts. That's a problem that needs to go away, but I can't because it's a Chinese tank and they're broken for some reason. Okay. Oh dear. We do have SPAA up, so I probably shouldn't take SPAA. I'm gonna get up in there and take him out if we can. We've got an M128 out here, which is actually really good on this particular type of map, because the M1128 has the perk of a turret that is much higher than the rest of its body, so it can peek dunes really well. Okay, Hellfire got him. Ellie is doing his job. You love to see it. Competent cast. Competent cast, ladies and gentlemen. It makes this game... 1 second, about to die. Okay. Alright, we're back. Some grounds from my coffee managed to make it into the cup and sabotaged me at the last moment. Okay. Sorry about that, chat. That is an MBT-70. He can absolutely rip me up. Quite badly. No. Bad MBT-70. Bad. You will not use those very busted missiles to take me out. Okay, he's down. Just need to... There we go. We're good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. That wasn't terrible. Not my best match lately, but still not terrible at all. Alright. And we got a crate. Let's take it and see what we got. Order AAA, which we will probably just recycle at some point in the future. 2013 RP towards our next vehicle. Good stuff. Also, we have to get 40 total hits. I haven't seen you in a while, Davyverse. I hope everything's going well in Davyverse land. And I need to do one more thing. I need to... There it is. Need to pull that up. Alright. Sinai! Yes. Sinai is a good map. Challenging, but good. Also one that the wings are important on, but you cannot disregard Bravo.
Oh, I see nothing. I was not here. I did not even get up this morning.
Thank you very much for the blurb there, Arid Hale. Yeah. Alright, there we go. And we're good. Let's grab the HSTVL, and we're going to push around to Alpha. Concerning. I had a really good lunch right before stream. Well, Lupper. Coffee grounds, boo. Yeah, that happens when you make cowboy coffee. Alright. Partner kill you. Not careful. Okay. Right there. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. That is, in fact, very bad. So that is an Abrams, a Set V2 Abrams, and his little murder hobo friend. Buddy, you know he's got company over there, Mr. T.G.A. You're going to die unless I kill that RFLT first. Okay, RDFLT down. Abrams torn up. T90, you owe me, buddy. A lot. Can you please die, sir? Why isn't his crew dying? I would like him to die. Thank you. Much appreciated. T90M, you, sir, owe me. A lot. Okay. Get up here where we can get covered. We're gonna take this bad boy out. Okay. So, we're not gonna try to conserve ammo, because this is the one that gets all of the Fafars. No. No, Mr. Bradley. No. Dodge me you shall not, sir. Okay, that's a good start, but we didn't get through his armor. We gotta get circled around. They have no anti-CAS. No one takes anti-cast at first, because no one's like, oh, they're not going to get planes up that quickly. No, they're going to get planes up that quickly. Plan for it. Again, just want to say sorry I was pointing at... No, it's no problem, my dude. It is no problem, my man. You're cool. You're cool. Ow. There goes my breach. Oh, and that's a lot of enemies. He's gonna kill me. He is gonna kill me. Thank you very much, man. I would like to have backup, gentlemen. If that could be a thing we could have, that would be absolutely amazing. Ow. T.T.G.A got me. He is gonna rip me a new one unless I can get a shot in on him. No, I can't. Got a kill assist on the Abrams, though. Ammunition load burnt down. Ooh, that's rough.
The enemy is winning. You've got to counterattack. We no longer have advantage.
Okay. Okay, chat, see, this is one thing that really makes me... This grinds my gears. When you have one half of the team that's holding a position, and the other half is just completely oblivious to the enemies that are flanking them really hard, it's not that hard to keep people out of your base if you just do things correctly.
Wipe that stupid-looking grin off your face, or I will gouge out your eyeballs and skull fuck you!
Thank you very much for the Arlie Ermy blurb there, Bendover. Ow. Gotta move back, gotta move back, gotta move back. No, we can't move back. T90M got us. I miss Arlie Ermy. So cool. Absolute badass.
Holy dog shit! Texas only steers and queers come from Texas, private cowboy!
Seeing as you ain't got a pair of horns, that kind of narrows it down as to which one you are. Alright. Let's put one on that leopard. Fire for effect. And we did nothing. See, this is why no one takes heat. This is why no one takes heat, ladies and gentlemen. Because heat at top tier is absolute garbage. The highest variety. T-80 is flying, of course. Poor Arid Hail over there in his little anti-air. He is gonna die. If the lizard, he is going to die. Ugh. Holding. Arid Hail can get a lock on him, he's gonna shoot him too. Probably. Ooh, Type 10. That's a scary tank. That T90 is terrifying though, chat. The T90 is really good. If you know how to kill it, shoot it through the back of the turret. You can shoot it through the back of the turret with a spike from pretty much any modern American tank, you're good. But if you try to take them frontally, it's a lot harder to do. A lot harder. Okay, good there. Well, we tried, at least. Tank gnome. Yes, yes, I have been adding tank gnomes. I need to add a lot more gnomes. I will be right back, chat. I'm gonna go take a wee, and I will return, and we'll do some more Ground Arcade. Just 1 second. We never surrender around here, Bendover. We will, fight until the stars fall from the heavens. Go away. Go away, YouTube. Begone. No error messages today. It doth appear that we have been invaded by old friends of the family. From long ago and far away. Not my problem. I don't have to interact with people, so I'm fine. Fresh water. Keeps a man sane. Okay, we're going to want to put some more points into vitality, because our gunner is dying a lot. We'll have to do that after we get back from this mission. Okay. Japan! Heck yeah! Japan is fun. I like Japan a lot. Both IRL and in-game. Japan is cool. Go away. Go away. Go away now. YouTube is like, your audio problem. I'm like, I don't have audio problems, YouTube. I don't have audio problems. It's fine. Relax. That right there seems like an awful idea. The sparkler there on top of his tank. As much as I love the 4th of July, that seems like a really bad idea. That is a giant shoot me, please sign. Hail, horny elf. How you doing, elf? Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good evening, my dude. Hope all is well. Hope your visit with kids and family went well. I saw your post on YouTube, which is why I'm saying that. Okay. No, we will not be leaving the area within 22 seconds. Just fine, right where I'm at, thank you very much. I like it here. I like it here a lot. Okay. How far up is he over there? Let's see. Wonder. Halt you. Turn the hover off. Let's turn up. Push more towards this side of the map. I want to get a good look at that T90B. So we got a T90A, a T90M, and the Fuji. Fuji is what worries me the most, because that thing is surprisingly tough for a Japanese tank. Oh, he got me. He got me. Wasn't paying close enough attention. Alright, we're gonna move around to the... Yeah, it went well. I'll be streaming later tonight. I need to get back into Warthunder sometime. Got a lot of other games in my schedule right now. Yeah, I know. See, you've been playing a lot of Darktide. Great game. Those have been fun to watch. Not able to be in chat as much as I'd like, but you know how things are. If you ever want to drop in here, you have an open invite, my dude. Everyone in chat has an open invite, but you especially. Seem like good people. Okay, that needs to go. That needs to go. Right, mate. Yeah, everyone's playing the Arbites right now. Arbites seems broken. It's very busted. It's one of those classes that goes and looks at every other class and it's like, balance? What's that? But it's very cool. I like the dog. I like the dog a lot. The dog is very cool. We need to get over here. Park up in the corner. Hopefully not get sniped from Charlie. Like to stream Darktide at some point, but just not sure how well that would work here. I don't have, like, a ton of people I can play it with. I mean, it is kind of a premium class because you have to pay for it. That's true. And I know that's pissing off a lot of people because apparently Fat Shark promised that... That serves me right for not paying close enough attention to him. Because Fat Shark promised people those classes for free, but I'll pick it up at some point on sale, probably. Still, if they actually did promise that, which I don't know because I haven't really looked into things as far as that's concerned enough. Yeah, I hope the class does well, man. I really do, because the Varieties class is a ton of fun to play alongside. I know that much. I'd like to see them not just do Arbites, but I'd like to see them do like an Arch Militant class with like a heavy Melta gun and possibly, oh, he's doing the whole dodgy thing that makes them really hard to kill. He's too far out, we're not going to be able to lock him. Gnomes to the rescue. Yee. Gnome did nothing to save us there, sadly. Oh, that's not good. Doesn't look like they're taking anything up at the moment. We should probably push around to the side by Charlie. Or a Mechanicus class. Dude, if we could get like a Tech Priest class, or a Scutari. I don't know how they would make the Scutari work, but a Tech Priest I could see them doing. Heck, you could even do a Tech Priest as a prisoner. Maybe have someone who had a little bit too much in common with old Belisarius Cawl, and didn't have Belisarius Call's political capital to cheese around the edges of legality with. You could make that work. That would be really cool, I think. I'd like an Arch Militant just because I'd like to see Melta guns in game. AAA devs are generally not the best. There are a lot of... That's a bit of a broad generalization, because there are devs at certain companies who are good people. And Adeptus Sororitas would be cool. Who are good people, and there are devs who are wanting the best for their players, or what they think is the best. But there are also a lot of assholes. It's a hashtag not all, but as a general rule, I'd say you're probably correct, Ben. Adeptus Sororitas would even work from a lore standpoint, because the Sororitas are the militant chamber of the Ordo Hereticus. That would work very, very well. And I don't think a lot of people have really thought that one through, because the Sororitas would be pretty much picture perfect for the Tertium situation. They even use heavy flamers generally, if I remember correctly. That's the Order of our Martyred Lady that does that. So yeah, I think the Sororitas would be a great addition to the game. I don't know how you would balance it, because they do use power armor, so that would be a little difficult, but it would be cool. The problem is, I think, if you add too many power armored characters and classes to the game...
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Well, yes. Yes, Grizzled Entertainment. It's good to see you, my dude. Good to see you. Hail, Grizzled. And that actually fits the whole ship situation on the Morningstar very well. AAA game companies don't push creativity. As a general rule, I'd say you're correct. As a general rule. There are some that at least have AAA production budgets that do. And there's a lot of them that have... Well, in the case of... Especially in the case of certain studios, they have people within them who are creative. Who are very, very adept at getting good things made, but they are rare. They're really rare. And there are a lot of AAA studios that are just the opposite. Yeah, they use power armor, but it is
surrounded by assholes.
Yes, Aerodale Red Phelan. generally. Yes, they use power armor, but it isn't like Space Marine armor, so I think it would work. It isn't like Space Marine armor. It doesn't have black carapace like Space Marine armor, but it is still much more powerful than what a standard human would be wearing. Power armor in 40K is, as a general rule, a massive force multiplier. So, whenever people are like, we need to add a power armored character from 40K to this game, insert here, I'm always cautious of that. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Horny Elf. You were absolutely correct there, my dude. Because the lack of resources encourages creativity. There are studios with incredibly small amounts of resources that, because they have small amounts of resources, they are basically forced to become creative, to work around that. And the problem with most major studios is that they have a glut of resources and very few people with creativity. And that's the case with most studios owned by major publishers, because the amount of resources they get from major publishers makes them lazy. It's why when people are like, oh, this is a Microsoft production, or this is an Xbox Games production, or this is a Sony-owned game, I'm a lot more, than if it is something created by indies.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yes, but thank you very much, my dude. I think that you're going to see a lot happening in the next couple of years. I mean, you've already seen this with the layoffs at Microsoft, at Sony. Just recently, Cinemax Online Studios got nearly completely shuttered because of Microsoft not believing that their new game that they were working on was going to be successful in comparison to what they already had. It was basically, in Microsoft's opinion, safer to sit by on their hands and not make a new IP than to actually just start creating something again. Yeah, Rattlings would be interesting. I'm not sure how well Rattlings would do in that kind of situation, because they are very much snipers. But it would be interesting to see what you could do with a Rattling. More abhumans is always something I would advocate for. We don't get enough of them in 40K. More abhumans. Like Rattlings, like Ogrins, but we've already got Ogrins in there. What's the other one? There's another one I can think of. The really thin ones. The ones that are like Slenderman. Not the Voidborn. Those are pretty standard. God help me, chat. The thin shapeshifter ones. They're human, but they're shapeshifters. I forget what those are called. They make an appearance in Ravener. Hi, Abrams player. How you doing? Oblivious is high C. Thank you. Welcome to Ominous stuff. Number 2, PSO. There goes his barrel. Get off of me, you beast. Get off of me, foul creature. My tank. I only have 5 rounds left. I can't afford to waste it. Yeah, I think if they added like Core Knight Berserkers or Core Knight Berserkers would be cool. Also maybe some Zinchian interference would be cool. The world is pretty thoroughly in the throes of a full Nurglite plague at the moment, but I think a Zinch demon would be cool. It makes sense. He likes interfering with other people's stuff, and he got me. Engine block and radiator ate my shell there. Also, you can hear in game, where they're talking about how the Eldari are getting involved. That would be an interesting fight, to be sure. You could have new levels where the story evolves to different factions, Chaos factions fighting for Tertium. Yeah, that would be cool. And you could go and fight those factions. That would be awesome, I think. Good lord. I forget that the Russian Hind has this many miniguns on it. Okay, I-9 down. Okay. We need to make it to Charlie and cap it as quickly as possible. I would also like it if we could see more weapons for just the standard characters. That would be nice too. Like, I've said before that I'd like an Archer Militant class that could use like melta-guns, but you could give that to the veteran. The veteran could do that. And possibly more melee weapons too. Melta-guns would be really cool. Inferno pistols would be cool. I really like Inferno pistols. If you haven't played Rogue Trader, they're basically a mini melta-gun. A compact melta-gun, which is really awesome. And you could balance it out the same way as you balance out, the plasma gun. You can make it explode, or you can make it where it has really restrictive ammo. But, you know, one shot is enough to clear an entire horde. Things like that. That would be cool, I think. Really cool. Of course, them doing that will require a lot of creativity and understanding, and them getting it through licensing from Games Workshop, which I'm not sure they'd be willing to do right now. GW is in a weird spot legally at the moment. They're kind of in licensing hell with Amazon, as far as I understand. Gotta be careful of working with deals with the devil like that. Okay, what are you? Please tell me there's no one down here who's gonna shoot me the moment I go past. There is not. Okay, I'm gonna push towards Charlie from this side. Oh, there's a Leopard 2 PL. Hey, Ulrich! Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good evening, my dude. Airedale, you just shot at me, I'm pretty sure, my dude. Hope you're doing well, Rick. That's not good. Yeah, we made a major fucking boo-boo on the Rogue Trader stream, so now I'm gonna have to reload all the way to the previous act and then replay from there, because we fucked up several quests by not doing them in time. So, yeah, that's gonna have to happen, and that's gonna not be what I would have preferred. Okay. Let's get the VT fuse on here, and there you go. That's a hit. And he's gone. Direct hit on the enemy helicopter. Leopard, sir. Sir? Sir, stop resisting, sir. Sir, we would like to contact you about your tank's extended warranty. Okay, they got it. Now we're good. Garden Gnome tank for the win. Should be okay here. So I need to push around and try and take Bravo, I think. Doing fine on this hot summer night, Q Van Halen. Based. Yeah, it's cooling off here because we're about to get a ton of rain. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't like it when it's too hot. I am doing really good, Rick. I am doing absolutely fantastic. Which is weird, because I got, like, no sleep last night. But now, I just feel great. It could be all the really good food I had. The really good food, the good company. Oh, that there? Hi, buddy. So you got a real purty anti-air radar right there. It'd be a real shame if something were to happen to it. I had a really big lunch. Like mushrooms and deep-fried patty pan squash and grilled over-the-fire pork chops, and then we had... You are way too alive, my dude. It would be really good if you were to, like, go away and stop being alive. No, no, no. I'm gonna have to insist that you do not. And then for dessert, we had some really, really good cobbler. Blueberry and peach cobbler. I was old enough that I was at that New Haven show both nights for the Live Without a Net in concert vid. I'm in the audience shot.
Let me see your war face. Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face.
Thank you very much for the blurb there, Grizzled Entertainment. That's awesome, right? Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Where is he? Where is he? Can I get eyes on? There is a living anti-air down that side of the back line, I think. Or he could be on top of this hill, maybe? Nope, he's over there. He's got to be over there. Let's go put some hurt on him. Okay. Uh-oh, Aerodale. Aerodale has a new blurb to use. Where are you? Where are you? You are a... What is that? That is dead, is what that is. That is some weird CAS vehicle thing that I will vaguely describe as a SPAA. Did have a cannon on it, so that's better than a lot of tanks in this game. You know I'm getting into the game the closer I lean into the mic. I'm sorry about that, chat. Probably blowing your ears out. They don't have a single guy up at the moment. Oh, they do. They have a name.
You will learn to obey me, follow protocol, and stay focused at all times.
That word, focused? Yeah, with your accent, I wouldn't use it that much.
Yeah, neither would I. Aerodale. I think that was Aerodale. Yes, it was. Yeah, okay. French accents in certain words just don't mix. Just like Eastern European accents in certain words don't mix. At all. It's very funny when you hear an Eastern European person try to pronounce perturbatory. Which is not what it sounds like, chat. Get your mind out of the gutter. Oh, and we ran out that booster, so let's slap on another one here. I have like a gazillion of those now. We're getting there. We're grinding hard, chat. Oh, man. I want to get that thing. It has anti-tank capabilities. It means that we can use it and not get immediately chewed on by everyone and everything. I won't die to BMPs quite as much. The big problem with the Lav AD is that this game actually does model the Lav AD like a video game minigun, because the gun on here, the Gatling cannon, has to spin up, and that really bothers me. We do so love the gutter. Yes, I'm quite aware, Grizzled. Through the 80s into the early 90s, I went to so many concerts, and I'm in about 30 videos, and outside Aerosmith Fahrenheit, and a couple local bands I knew. Didn't make musical friends until the 90s. That's... You have main character energy, Rick. I'm just gonna say that, my dude. You have serious main character energy. And also, you you were able to exist within a time where there were so many good bands playing all over the country. I am jealous. I love the gutter. It's warm, and all my friends are there. Yeah, mine too. Mine too. 80s were an interesting time. I don't have hyper nostalgia for them like a lot of people do, but I do think they were a very interesting time in human history. The music from that time period is just legendary. Especially heavy metal. Lots of really good heavy metal from that time period. Okay, let's get this up and actually use the drone and not be special about it. That is a Leopard 2 Mark 1 KBT. He disturbs me. Yep, it was a time of music, hot chicks, crazy cool cars, and guitars, eh? Yep. There is... Oh, he's looking right at me. He knows I'm there. Let's get forward a little bit here. That Abrams disturbs me. Based, Rick? Yeah, I have family I wish you would do that, but sadly I have... Yeah, no. No, bad Leopard. Can we? No, we can't, because there's another one right behind us. Yep, Abrams got us. Seen a lot of good people wrecked by that stuff. I wouldn't trade the 80s for any other time to grow up. Well, I mean, you managed to avoid the worst of, like, you know... I would say I would prefer to have grown up in the 80s and the 2010s, which is when I was doing it. Basically, I grew up just in time to watch everything awesome about pop culture and Western civilization start to decline. You get the slow, crippling realization that, oh, everything awesome in life? Yeah, it all came out before you were born. Have fun with that. Ow. Yeah, if I pulled up a nanosecond faster and actually hit him. We're getting pushed really hard right now. Still, we had some good things in the 2010s. Don't get me wrong, I like alcohol, just not addicted to it. Same. I do not have a particularly addictive personality. I like good beer, and I like good whiskey. But I'm not one of those people who drinks to get hammered, necessarily. That's not good.
Aviation on the way.
I am one of those weird people who actually likes to drink alcohol for the flavor. Ow. Well, it got me. I would bet you that's an RDFLT. It is. '2010s had a lot of good things, Rick. We had the How to Train Your Dragon movies. For one thing, those were awesome. Let me see. What else can I say that was charitable about them? We had a lot of good video games come out around that time. It also wasn't a terrible time to be growing up for me, because a lot of... that is the other problem with CAS. Chat, the CAS can engage you at a range you are not able to engage it. For a very long time. Yeah, 2010s had good games, good movies. Some good movies, anyway. Remember, the original Avengers was kicking off. It came out 2012? Yeah. The first phase of the MCU. I will drink to maintain a nice level buzz, not to get sloppy and stupid and puke. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little further than I prefer to go usually because, yeah, I'm one of those people who shouldn't drink much. How to Train Your Dragon films, never saw any of them. Dude, Rick, they are really good. They're really good. The first one is the best. I grew up watching like the first movie and then the TV show. And then I watched the second ones much later, like long after they came out, and I didn't see any of them in theaters. Those were all ones I watched at home. The person who introduced them to me is Airtail, actually. Hey. These movies are very good. Very good animated films. From a different time, when Hollywood was still capable of making really good stuff. And didn't have really dumb messages they were trying to push. Like taking Hiccup's balls away from him, like they did in the modern movie. All the people who are like, "Oh, the modern movie it was just as good." No, it's not. It is an abomination. The modern movie is an abomination, and I will not hear otherwise. Modern How to Train Your Dragon films, fucking bullshit. It's like, hey, you know the character who the entire arc is, let's have him eventually not become a completely feckless loser. Yeah, we're gonna keep him a feckless loser, and we're gonna give all the pants in this film to the woman. Which is awful, because Astrid is a really likable female character. She is, you know, a strong female character written by someone who's competent. In the original film. The MCU ended with Endgame, and the MCU started with Stage 4, Shang-Chi and the Eternal... Yeah. I'd say the MCU starts with, Captain Marvel, and goes until current. I'm not going to get too far into my rant on Ironheart. You'll have to see that in a video, because... Chat. That TV show had me, I'm just gonna say there were a few racial slurs yelled at my monitor. That show is really, really bad. Like, it is just completely, how to put this in a, you know, charitable way. It is, I'm gonna quote a character from Warhammer 40k. I have gazed upon you, and I have found nothing worthy. Correct, Alf. Last movie I watched was Deadpool and Wolverine, no interest in modern movies. Yeah, there are some, like, good modern films coming out, but they're like needles in a haystack. You can count the amount of good modern movies on one hand, you know. The 2010s went to crap around 2015. Yeah. Though, you can actually find, like, the precursors of things going to crap much earlier. Like, much earlier. You can find, for example, the whole, gayification of characters thing. That started all the way back in 2006 with Batwoman. When Dan DiDio gave an article, I think it was either to Forbes or to Bloomberg, where he was like, oh yeah, the entire point of our new version of Batwoman is, she's a lesbian. It's like, okay, that's a choice. I won't call it a good choice, but it's a choice you can make. You will regret it, but you can make it. Have fun, buddy. Oh, God. I was looking forward to Superman until James Gunn decided to continually not keep his fucking mouth shut. Oh man, dude, James Gunn, if you ever by some miracle see this, my dude, just shut up. God help you. Oh yeah, I mean, 2015, 2016 was when the TDS infected Hollywood, and then TDS inflicted, and they doubled down. Yeah, they doubled down hard around that time period. Toe Weasel. Oh, he's adorable and retarded. He's dead. He is so dead. Oh, God. Oh, the Weasel is a special little tank. And everyone who drives one is too. See that? Donk. Oh. They went from the 80-20 rule to all in on the 1%. Yeah. I knew in the early 2000s that Hollywood was cooked when they were only doing reboots or movies of TV shows they like Dukes of Hazzards. Yeah, they were doing a lot of reboots and remakes early on, and those just started to get worse and worse in quality, I think. The decline in quality became very obvious and apparent, and then they just doubled and tripled down on it. I think a lot of people's wake-up moment was like T.T.G.A or TFA, but yeah. It's not been getting better, I would say that much at least. Can I get on you? And... Yep, got him. Okay. Whenever I hear someone say Weasel, I think of Pauly Shore for some reason. Yeet. That's not who I think of, but that's an actual IRL person I know that I think of when I think Weasel. I said it on Tomby's show, I think modern Hollywood is only functioning to launder money for drug cartels. They seem to have an allergy to success in making money. Well, this is the thing, Rick. I will tell you what I think is driving all this. They are willing to sacrifice short and long-term profits in pursuit of long-term cultural victory. That is what this is. These are people who are absolutely ideologues. Because they are absolutely ideologues, they are willing to do anything, even destroy themselves in pursuit of pushing their ideology. And there are a lot of people out there in my audience who I'm sure are sitting there going, but that makes no sense. I mean, after all, these are businesses. They want to make money, right? Well, the thing is, these are businesses who are run by people who are ideologically captured. And because they're ideologically captured, they believe that no sacrifice is too great in pursuit of pushing forward the goals of that ideology. In the current case, that's Marxism, by the way. And in the more modern sense, cultural Marxism. But they are not winning the culture war. They are on their own 1-yard line. Well, this is the thing. When you're an ideologue, Rick, you can bullshit yourself to the point where you believe your own crap, which is very dangerous. Wait, is he going to sniper here from behind? I think he can kill him. I'm gonna try and knock him off of there if I can, without getting killed myself. Yes, he is, right there. Xm803, my dude, my brother, my man. It would be much better if you were not able to shoot anyone. If you actually look into what these people are saying, you read their briefs and their internal memos, they're basically saying, yeah, we've had a setback with the current state of the culture war, but if we just keep doing this harder, eventually we'll win. And they believe that quite firmly. Now, that doesn't mean that they're actually going to win, but they think they are. Gonna squat up here. Hopefully not get eaten by an enemy tank. Okay, we got a Sam out there. Let's put all those raw on him, and we're gonna drop. Okay, good. Got him. Sam down. Yeah. Got greedy. Should have known better. Oh, Al Kaylee got me. And Airedale is toast too, I think. Nope, he's still up for the moment. They aren't. They aren't for now. The thing is, right now, you have a lot of them who are basically doing what has been going on forever. They are stepping back, and they're not going away, but they're going underground. Alf is the thing. If you actually listen to what these people are saying, they're going underground. They're like, yeah, we pushed too hard for now, so now that we're getting resistance, we're going to pull back. We're going to take the front-facing portions of DEI and ESG out of these companies, you know, front pages, for example, and then we will pick this up once all the resistance has gone away. And that's what they're hoping to do. Now, not all of them have gotten the same memo on that, because yes, our enemies have factionalism too, but they do intend to go underground for now. And that is where the problem lies, because you have to keep people, you know, we have to keep people alert enough to point this shit out and deal with it. They're basically Wimplo from Kung Pao. They just don't... The problem with their particular ideology, with their particular ideological peccadillo, is that they believe in their heart of hearts, in the depths of their whatever comprises their minds, that they are righteous, and that they are on the right side of history. And because they are on the right side of history... Got killed by someone with a lot of Cyrillic in his name. They are eventually going to win because they have to. Because within the narrative of the universe that they have constructed, they have to win. Because they're the good guys. And the good guys always win. Marxism, socialism, and communism are about to be tracked down and removed, and I'm fine with that. We can hope so, Rick. But the problem is, there are a lot of people who still do not understand the actual weight of the threat. They are completely blind to it. Okay, that's a lot of enemy airplanes. MiG-21 and Jaguar. Jaguar, we need to get one on him. MiG-21, get one on him. Get one on that Jaguar again. He's flaring. He's flaring hard. Okay. Good move. Okay. That's how you do anti-cast, ladies and gentlemen. It'll take an awful lot to actually dislodge the ideologues from everything. And then we're gonna have to get back to making good shit again. And the big thing I think a lot of people on our side have screwed up on is not realizing that you don't have to be necessarily conservative in your storytelling, you just have to be non-liberal and good. Just make good stories. If you make good stories, you're making conservative stories, because everything you view as good is conservative to leftists, because they push the Overton window that far. Now hold on there, Rick, you're glowing a little hard there, buddy. Okay, let's hit him. MiG-21. He's gonna get 2 of those up the tailpipe. Would you like to have more, sir? F-105D over there just ripping hard. Like the badass that he is. Marking that guy. Didn't know that was amphibious. Yes, the Lav AD is amphibious to an extent. It also gets Hydra 70s later, which is very funny to me. Because Hydra 70s on an SPAA is a little bit broken, especially when it's as fast as the Lav AD is. Oh god, that's a lot of bad guys. That is a lot of bad guys. Okay, well... Okay, we got a MiG-21. Let's get him. Get him again. Okay, that's 2 on him. Come on. Oh, he got me. No, I'm not. We cannot allow that mindset to remain at all in a free society. They picked their side, now they need to pick some new pine fern. Well, the thing is, Rick, you might know that, I might know that, but there are an awful lot of normies out there who get very gumpy when you start talking about things like that. And I am still on YouTube, so I have to keep that in mind. Okay. Probably got this one in the bag, as we are retaking Alpha. But there's a lot you can do to deal with the ideological capture, because a lot of what this stuff it relies upon is people being unprepared to deal with subversive worldviews. And if you can, A, understand what you're dealing with, and B, point out the flaws in it to other people, you can do an awful lot for making it go away permanently. The main thing here is we're trying to kill an idea. And if you're trying to kill an idea, you need to fight an idea on ideological terms. And when you have an ideology like communism, like socialism, like Marxism in general, you have to address what causes people to turn to those kinds of revolutionary ideals. And there it does. What causes people to turn to communism? What causes people to turn to socialism? What causes people to turn to any other Marxist ideology? And if you can deal with that, then you can do a lot towards getting rid of that ideology's purchase on your society. There we go. Okay. And you have to deal with ideological capture in a way that makes it to where it is something that you can permanently scrub out and remove. If if more people were educated, for example, on what causes people to turn to these ideologies, or what these ideologies have caused in the past, they would be much less keen on them. People would be, as a general whole, less keen on the ideology of Marxism, socialism, fascism, because they're all facets of the same Marxist beast. They'd be much less keen on those things if they were forced to read in school, like I was, the Gulag Archipelago, or any of the other stories from around that time from people who were in Russia or China when Stalin and Mao were doing their very, very not kind to civilian actions. They were killing a lot of civilians, for the people who aren't aware. End all support for any Marxist socialist agendas in colleges by ending all public funding for colleges that teach that crap, and prosecute for any kind of agenda-driven education. That is certainly something that I think people should take under consideration. That's part of it. Another thing that people could do to get rid of that as a general problem is defunding the public education system and getting rid of the teachers' unions. Because the teachers' unions, like the Hollywood entertainment unions, are completely ideologically subverted. And until you rip their funding away from them, they will continue to be a massive thorn in the side of removing that particular ideological corruption from a society. Marxist ideologies are like a gene stealer cult. You know, you have to burn it out at the roots to get rid of it fully. You have to go in and basically cut it down to the idea of it. Because if even the idea of it remains, then it'll be back in 20 years, or 30 years, or in 100 years, it will return. And it needs to go away. And then you have to handle all the problems that cause people to turn to that. Well, you know, you have to address the underlying philosophical belief of I am entitled to other people's labor because the product of other people's labor because I exist. You know. It's, what makes trade not theft? What makes, sex not rape? What makes taxes not theft? Magical fairy dust. It's all about consent. And we also have to get back to the good old ideas of, the government only exists at the consent of the governed. and at the behest of its people, and not the people in service to systems, but rather services, systems and services in service to the people they are meant to serve. A government or any organization should not exist above the people it is meant to serve. You can see this in corporations right now. A lot of companies in America today forgot the one key thing about being a company. Yeah, it probably would, Rick. It probably would. I'm personally one for bringing back the death penalty for a lot of things that it is not currently enforced for right now. That's just my personal opinion. If you catch someone in the act of murder, extreme violent crimes, then yeah, probably a good idea that that person should be removed from society. But once again, we're treading into dangerous waters here with YouTube. It'll get gumpy at me. Justice is not served by rehabilitating the guilty. Justice is served by punishing the wicked, protecting the innocent, rewarding the good. And I can't get him over that because for some reason it falls right there. M1128. There we go. I can kill you. So, what I find funny is that these people are against the death penalty, but for abortions, but they are for abortions. Make that make sense. Can't. At least a sane person can't. I'm probably making plenty of people very angry at me at the moment, but I do, you know, I believe what I believe. It's my opinion. You're free to disagree. People are always free to disagree with me. And tell me why I'm wrong, because of whatever insert reason here. Okay. We can get back here and hold. We can get a UAV up soon enough. It's gotta be... There we go. Okay, what do we got out there? We got a lot of hostiles. We're gonna drop low, because this jet has no countermeasures. And then... T.T.G.A. And we're gonna zoom out of here. Easiest way for all Americans to stop. Yeah, well, you know... The IRS will get very angry at you if you do that, and yeah, that doesn't usually end well when people decide to stop paying taxes. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, Rick. That is their attitude. Hey, we're gonna invite all the people who don't even share our beliefs across the border. And, yeah, I'm gonna make sure that you're... Hi. Oh, I love the Russian philosophy for storing ammo. It's so special. It's like, you're gonna store your ammo in a safe spot, right? Russians. That would be a great idea. What if we store it directly underneath the turret? So that the slightest bit of spall that goes off is gonna pop our turrets. Kill everyone inside our tanks. That's a great idea. I love that idea. I'll buy 5 of them right now. Okay. Good. Holding. We got Zunis and countermeasures, so we need to start flaring now. Okay. Running low on flares. Got one of them. Did not get him. Did not get the anti-gas. Anti-gas is an incredibly important role, and sadly, that guy knows how to do it, apparently. At least somewhat. He had to focus multiple targets at once there, which does not help, let me tell you. But we'll see what we can do about taking him away from the field permanently. Leopard needs to get scouted right now. His... Can we... no. See, now, Rick, you sound exactly like the very nice lady who I play games with in the afternoon, a friend of Arid Hales. You sound exactly like her. Which is not a bad thing, by the way. I love her to death. She's great. Hey, we're in the top 5. What are you? We're holding pretty well. I'm gonna drop. Can't get artillery that close. We can get behind them. Music is good. Which is nice because it wasn't there for a long time. Can't get around on him, but I bet you that if I go back here, there is a Puma. Hi, buddy. How you doing? How's the weather? And the wife? Kids, still making that that salad? That potato salad? It's so good. Speaking of Deadpool. And we're gonna go pound some people behind their spawn. Also known as what I did with Chat's mom. Okay. Alright. He's gone. We got a little cheeky last minute hit there on that guy's track. Okay. We got a brake system, which we're going to grab here, and we unlocked the FPE, so we're not going to burn down quite as quickly. Very nice. Very nice. Where are we at now? Making good progress. 71,000 in. That is quite impressive. What is that? Okay, never mind. Not a problem. At least not my problem, chat. Not my problem at all. Okay. Alright. Another problem you're having right now in the games industry is recently, beyond the layoffs, I think companies like Microsoft, especially Microsoft, because it was doing this a lot more than... Where's the Domino's tank? They said 30 minutes or it's free. The Domino's tank. I don't think there is one in this game, at least not one with that paint job, but there might be. There might be a paint job for that, Grizzle. I'd have to look into it. But I think one of the biggest problems for the games industry right now is that they are far too willing to not take chances on things that will sell, and far too willing to take... It's not a chance, because let's be real, a lot of this is ideologically motivated. They're far too willing to push projects that have no chance of success. What was the studio you got? You have ZeniMax Online that recently got shuttered. They were working on a Warframe-esque science fiction film noir based on Cyberpunk and Blade Runner setting to put an MMO in. that would have had gameplay like Warframe. Now, I can see a niche in the market like that. A looter shooter right now, a looter shooter MMO. I mean, Destiny's dying right now. Borderlands is not doing too hot. So I could see a gap in the market for something like that if it was good. Of course, we have to qualify everything with that because there's no guarantee that it is. Ooh, hi, P90N, you're very scary and looking right at me. I think if they hadn't, I would like to see a steampunk series come out. That would be cool. A good steampunk series that isn't just written by Tumblr tards. Because there is a game like that coming out in the not too distant future. It just looks like it's going to be the standard murder, capitalism, bad, murder stuff. And that's old hat at this point for me. Come on! Das ist Bullscheiße. I would love to see a good steampunk game come out right now. Like, back in the day, we had games like Thief, and Thief was steampunk, though a lot of people don't realize it. Medieval steampunk. And a good cyberpunk setting would be really, really cool. Like a good film noir-ish, Blade Runner-esque setting would be really cool. But the problem is a lot of times those are implemented really badly. Starfield. Starfield was supposed to be based on like 1980s science fiction, and it turned out that they leaned a little too hard into NASA punk with it. It doesn't hurt, but it just, from an artistic standpoint, was not particularly interesting. Because there are ways you can do cyberpunk and steampunk that are interesting in ways that are just really boring. Bad F4 Phantom? Okay, what are you? You can eat that shell. Oh, they're really pushing hard right now. Really hard. Hopefully this is them putting ambition above intelligence, but I have a bad feeling that they're actually counterfeit. Considering that this guy is camping right here. You're not gonna push, are you? Nope, of course not. Thankfully, he doesn't have to, because my gunner is up finally. Oh, and he's right there. And I do mean right there, ladies and gentlemen. Bomb right there is a good thing. Yes, many thanks, my man. Greatly appreciated. I'd also like to see a lot more good fantasy settings come out. More sandbox RPGs set in a fantasy setting that aren't Elder Scrolls, because I don't have a whole lot of hope for that franchise at this point. I know we have a few, like the Wayward Realms, but we need more. Preferably made by people who are more our side of things, so to speak. That are good. Emphasis on good first. Good first, everything else comes second. Gunner, commander, engine, noter. And in 3, 2, 1. This show's like Face Off was awesome. What make-ups and fabrication they could do for themes in the time limit. I think steampunk was one they used. I mean, I also think it would be cool if we could get more TV shows and movies like Farscape. Like, you start hearing about Farscape and you're like, oh god, they are using puppets. This is some old boomer show, isn't it? And then when you actually look into it, it's really good. Like, Farscape is probably one of the best TV shows ever made. Because when I first heard about Farscape, I was like, oh god, it's some old... It's gonna be another Star Trek that's just not very interesting. You know? But everyone talks it up because, you know, there was nothing else out at that time. But then you actually look into it, and it's just absolutely awesome in every way, shape, and form. And ended far too soon. Oh, he's right there. Oh, that Abrams is way, way too close. Can I get a bomber, please? Thank you. The bomber is appreciated. I still think we're going to lose this one, probably, because we're not really able to cap Bravo at the moment. Okay. Oh, that is a lot of SPAA. Yep, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They got me, because I got my bombs out. And they're about to regret that very much. You are dead. I'd like to see shows like SG-1 and The Expanse be made into proper desktop video game properties. I've got good news for you on The Expanse then, Rick, because that is getting adapted into a game by Owlcat Games, the people who make that made Rogue Trader, which we streamed every single evening. Yep, they are making an Expanse game, and they are a studio that's told us how to invent. That's going to be... I'm looking forward to that one a lot, because even though I didn't like the Expanse TV show as much as other people did, I still liked it a lot, and I would love to see it properly adapted. I think it could be great. Into a good game. Plus, video games are capable of doing things that movies and TV shows just aren't. You're able to explore the world much more thoroughly in a game than you are in a film. So I think it will be... I think that game is going to be very good, because it has very passionate, very talented people behind it. We're not going to be reloaded in time to kill him. Doesn't matter. We're third. 5 kills. 1 air carrier destroyed. Very cool. Never saw The Expanse, but loved SG-1. If you like harder sci-fi, Grizzled, you will love The Expanse, because it is much... It is a lot harder sci-fi than SG-1 or Star Trek or anything like that. It is much more hard science fiction. Like, the way they do ship combat, it's not quite realistic, but it's much more realistic than in either Star Trek or Stargate. I did like it quite a lot. It's not my favorite kind of sci-fi, because I prefer more science fantasy sci-fi, but it was very good. And I would like to see more of that. Would like to see a lot more of that. Space Above and Beyond would be a great property too. I know what you're talking about. That rings a bell there, Rick, but I don't believe I've seen that one. At least all the way through. I think I might... I've heard of that. I have heard of that. It is back there, kicking around in the dim, cobweb-filled recesses of my mind. Okay, let's get this right above treetop level so it doesn't immediately crash. Okay, Abrams over there. I'd like to see a proper John Carter of Mars adaptation. That would be great. We'll never get it, but it would be cool. I mean, one of the reasons you'll never get it now is because you'd have to have like half the main cast run around almost or completely naked for most of the show. Not sure if you can get that made today for a lot of reasons. Yeah, but there's the main actress. You have to be butt naked for the entire thing. That's how it's described in the book. Kill him, please. FB2 is gonna miss. There are a lot of properties like that. It would be really cool to see them properly adapted, but you'll never get to see them. Beyond the realm of science fiction, I'd like to see a lot more proper stories set in, like, the French and Indian War era. That'd be cool. Missed. You did nothing. How does it feel to sob into your failure? Of course, I don't think Hollywood could really do that because, yeah, if you actually adapt that properly, like anything to do with that era, it would be very, very not politically correct. So that's a fascinating time period to read about because the sheer levels of human barbarity displayed are just insane. Like, we think of brutal time periods in history, and most people think, like, World War I. They think World War II. They think a lot of stuff like, you know, more modern time periods. But if you read about the French and Indian War, for example, it was... the stuff that both sides were doing to each other was just beyond cruel. Ow. T.T.G.A got me. He's got me. Maybe a property like They Live could be interesting to do. Investigate and cover multi-layered conspiracies and work underground to fight it, or be part of the conspiracy and profit by selling out. Yeah, I bet that would work in a video game. For sure. Got him. He is retarded and did not kill me when he had the chance. You should have aimed for the head. Let's go with Thanos. Ooh, I like it. Let's get right here. And drop artillery on his rear end. Oh, we are in a less than advantageous position here. I have 6 rounds of ammo left. Hi. Ow. He's gonna kill me. Yep, he got me. Yeah, I think if you did that, like, if you did a TV series like that in the style of the X-Files, that would work really well. And if you wanted to do a video game like that, if you did it in the style of, like, the Mafia games, or the Thieves Guild quest in, I believe it's Skyrim? No, it's the Dark Brotherhood quest in Skyrim. That would probably work pretty well. Where you have cumulative events leading up to the big thing at the end. That would be cool. That is a lot of anti-gas. I'm hoping that that is something that they do well in the upcoming, more like Vintage V series. I don't think I've seen that one. Once again, proving that, yes, I am a zoomer. Despite the fact that I sound like a grouchy boomer, I am not as old, wise, and venerable as much of my audience. Kill assist on him. Doing alright here. Alright indeed. Hi, buddy. What did we get hit by? Do I even want to know? Bet you. Yeah. Sending me Panzer. The name that always, you know, makes me giggle a little bit, because it sounds like panty. At least that's what my brain goes to, which is, you know, that probably says more about me than the name of the vehicle. Okay. My zone. Also, the Marion Zimmer Bradley Thieves World series is a massive property that could be made into a tabletop game and video game. Just get the Baldur's Gate team on it and it would be AAA material. I mean, when it comes to like TV show or show properties, I would like to see done more and expanded better with a bigger budget. I'd like to see a video game set in the Stargate universe, but done by someone with a budget and a ability to make a Call of Duty / Crisis X game. I think that would work really well. Ow. I think that would be really cool. And I'd love to see a new Stargate show. One of the things that always bothered me about Stargate is that Stargate never had enough aliens for me. Because for me, the interesting thing with any science fiction setting with aliens is to explore alien civilizations and cultures in an interesting way. And I think very few do. And to do it from a perspective of, you know, not Star Trek, not a, you know, oh, humanity has much to learn from every other species in the galaxy. Have it instead be, oh, we're the SG team. We just showed up at your front door. Yeah, you've been basically bombed back into the Stone Age by the Goa'uld every time you tried to get spaceborne. Would you like to have modern technology? You know, do that. That would be a lot more interesting to me. Why not an SG-1 video game? Portal to New Worlds, get allies, build Earth offense and defenses? Yeah, that would be very cool. You could do it like Mass Effect 2. Give it combat like COD. It would be very, very interesting. Definitely something I could get behind and push vigorously. The thing is, I just don't like it how in a lot of science fiction settings you're like told about 40K is really bad about this. You're told about all these alien races out there that are supposedly a big deal, and they never show it. And yeah, I know that can work to a point. Like, it can work when you have a mystery in the background. You can leave some parts of the setting mysterious, but that only works if what you actually have in universe isn't boring in any way. And I kind of think a lot of the races in Star Trek are not particularly interesting. Also, I'd love to see a setting with proper, like, something I'd really like to see is a setting, a TV show. I don't think this would work as well in a video game because the tech isn't quite there yet. Earth 2 would have been a good prospect for a video game series. And I would like to see a setting that does combined arms warfare in a science fiction setting. Like, I've read book series. B.V. Larson's Undying Mercenaries series does this very well, where you have combined arms in a space warfare setting. Or J.N. Chaney's Sentence to War series is really good that way. And it does, you know, war with alien species on the ground in an interesting way. And I think a lot of science fiction settings gloss over that or do that poorly.
Take a team through the Stargate, sir.
Yes, indeed. Permission granted, Aerodale. I really would like to see a proper combined arms science fiction setting. They made the Daedalus, Rick? For X-302 and USS Daedalus and Goa'uld ships. I'm gonna... Oh, man. If I didn't have to pay for the dental visit tomorrow. Oh. Oh, that tempts me. That tempts me in ways that I don't like. I'm learning new things about myself. That sounds really cool. The Daedalus? The Daedalus is a really cool ship. It's not like, if I could own, that is shelf material there. If I had one science fiction ship, like, as far as, like, sexiest ship design, I have one, okay? For me, the sexiest ship design is the UNSC frigates from Halo. The frigate, what's it called? The Spirit of Fire. The Spirit of Fire, in my opinion, is the sexiest science fiction ship, and it's extremely functional. Because what it is built with the same philosophy as the A-10 Warthog. It is basically a gigantic A-10 Warthog. It is what happens when a human says, you know what I should do? I should make a ship that's a gun. That's what I'm gonna do. And that is what a UNSC frigate is. It is built around the Mac cannon. Well, Star Trek Discovery doesn't count. I collected all the Star Trek ships, not Discovery, and BSG, OG, and remake ships. Yeah, that sounds cool. Okay, that aim. They are really pushing this side hard, which is unusual. You just shot, sir. There you go. Get tracked, idiot. Now, for me, the sexiest science fiction ship is the UNSC Spirit of Fire, probably. Or the Pillar of Autumn. The Pillar of Autumn is a cruiser, though. But I think the frigates are just the coolest thing. What are you? You are a T-90. You are dead. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. Yep. The Viper Mark II is my favorite ship behind the USS Defiant. David Grizzled likes the Defiant too. I'm weird because I like things that look functional and mean. And the UNSC frigates are functional and mean. The Mac cannon in there and core, it basically, so it uses a funny little bit of physics, okay? So the faster something is going, the more mass it has. The Autumn class, the frigates in Halo use that. They accelerate basically a couple kiloton projectile. Or is it? Yeah, kiloton projectile to the point where once it is out of the barrel, it is making enough. It is going fast enough that at point of impact, it is doing megaton damage. It's insane. I wish they didn't fold before they could make an Asgard O'Neill or Thor's Chariot. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you now. I remember what you're talking about. I remember that plot point. And that's the other thing. I'd like to see a lot of the plot points they just abandoned actually explored. I think that would be really cool. I didn't like how Stargate SG-1 ended with the way the Asgard were going. Because the Asgard ending did not make me happy. I did not like any of that. You're telling me that this species couldn't just design themselves, this hyper-advanced species couldn't design themselves a new, basically physical form that wasn't all fucked up to inhabit? Come on. Considering what we know about genetics now, that's one of those plot points that's aged really poorly. It's like the plot point in Dune. Yeah, the ending for the Asgard did suck ass, Grizzled. I think it's like the plot point in Dune, where in the books, ladies and gentlemen, in the books where Irulan, Princess Irulan, Empress Irulan, is poisoning Chani, okay, so that she can't conceive a kid. And knowing what we know now, you could literally test that in like 5 seconds with a talk screen. With modern technology. It's one of those things that's like, it's written in the 1970s, so... but it would still, wouldn't... I don't know, when was Dune written? It was like, wasn't that long ago. Like, it was 1960s. Even then, it would have only taken you a couple of weeks to get the blood work done on that. Still, you could have checked for that and found it. All you need to do is drop tungsten rods from orbit over a target. Megaton yield with low level radiation. Yeah, rods from God, an underused tool by a lot of science fiction authors, as well as... I don't like that. I don't like that. They could have downloaded their consciousness into computers or something along those lines. Was done in a way with Anubis storyline with Thor already. Got him. Perfect. That was exactly what I was waiting for. The Asgard should have transferred their intelligences to robotic bodies while they work to genetically modify new bodies. Yes. Like, you could have done literally anything along those lines. I've read in books other science fiction settings that do this particular plot problem way better. But a lot of these problems require the author, or the writer in this case of the TV show, to be creative enough to come up with a solution. Oh, that clickbait is really close. Come on! Hit him in the cheek. Yeah, clickbait got me. If I remember correctly, was it the Messenger series? Which, by the way, that title is extremely deceptive, because, yeah, the main character starts as a messenger. That's not how he ends. Unless you count the good news of heavy metal and lots of explosions. Hard to spot? Yeah, but still, if you're the most advanced spacefaring civilization, well, you're the only advanced spacefaring civilization, it doesn't really jive. It doesn't really work. Talaxu stuff is bullshit, though. I will say that. They basically got space magic. I'm slowly softening to Dune. There are people I've talked to who have been like, no, Dune is a lot better than you think it is. I'm like, sure. There are other bigger problems I have with Dune, like the thing Paul does, the not-so-bright thing Paul does of letting all of his enemies get into a room together with no supervision. That definitely was one of the things that made me go, huh, what? That bothered me a lot. Like, a lot. Because they build Paul up the entire first book as this Machiavellian villain. Now, well, not Machiavellian villain, but Machiavellian individual who understands statecraft and, you know, subterfuge and how to deal with political enemies. And then, for some fucking reason, he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let all the people who hate me into a room together to where they can plot my downfall. In person. They didn't have to even hook up over space Skype. They literally all got together in the same room and plot his demise. What the hell are we doing here? But of course that happens because the plot needed to happen. Yeah, he had foresight. He had foresight. He literally could have predicted this. But no, I'm just gonna let all my enemies get together and sabotage me. And even if you go, well, Paul missed it because he's busy running the Empire. What about Alia? Alia is a little freak. A very smart little freak who should have predicted that. Or at least should have been able to figure it out. She's the new head of the Bene Gesserit. Why isn't she doing that? But no, they just all got together and decided to, plot his downfall. Nobody did anything because the plot needed to happen. That's one of those major plot points that really bothers me. He knew what they were doing? And then, and if that's the case, Rick, the problem I have, and this is the problem I always have with every science fiction setting, like, he didn't know that they were poisoning Chani. Like, we know that. Alia was a battle advisor for the Jihad. Yeah, but even then, we would have expected, if Paul's prescience is that powerful, and he knew that they were doing that, which in the book, at least in the version I read of Dune 2, the second Dune book, I think it's either Messiah, I think it's Messiah, Dune 2 is Messiah, he acts like he doesn't know, or at least says he doesn't know why they're having so much such a problem here. You know, knocking his wife up. And if that's the case, it's like, dude, like, I would sense the disturbance in the force of all of the people who hate me getting in the same room together. Like, that would be... Not to mention, Paul makes a ton of blunders in creating his empire. He needed things to happen so that Leto could follow the golden... Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's still just one of those things that bothers me. It's the, oh, I was supposed to be retarded thing. That's like, God. So Leto to the second could follow the golden path. Yeah, if that's the case, that doesn't make me like it anymore. To quote one of my favorite D&D YouTubers, that's great, I hate it. Dune Messiah, Children of Dune, God Emperor of Dune, my favorite in the series. I've heard God Emperor of Dune is good. I got into Dune Messiah, started reading more and more parts of the plot. I think it was the part with, where all of his enemies got together in the same room and he did nothing to stop them that made me quit. Because it's one of those, okay, the author has a thing they want to happen. And it's gonna happen no matter whether it should or not. No matter if it makes sense or not, it's just gonna happen. Just roll with it. That always bothers me in books. It especially bothers me a lot when all the people the author agrees with just happen to be right. You see that a lot with Star Trek. It's like, well, this just had to happen. There was no other way. It's like the Emperor in 40K being like, well, I had... Well, once you read God Emperor of Dune, you'd understand. It's like when the Emperor of Mankind is like, oh, I'm gonna let like half my Primarchs fall to chaos. This will make sense eventually. It's like, yeah, but you didn't have to do that, though. You might see this as the only path, but I personally do not ascribe to the Eternalist viewpoints. In storytelling, generally, I don't like Eternalism. It's not as interesting to me. Oh, he is right there, and that's a BBM too. Can we get eyes on him, actually, as a matter of fact? Yes, we can. Well, I bet you can guess what we're playing next. Remember, Bajaz was a Talaxu master, and we needed to find a way to break the Gola conditioning with Duncan, Idaho, and bring them back 100%. I mean, it's probably something that I really need to go back and give a second chance and read now, knowing what I know now. But there's a lot I need to read first before I go back and do Dune again. Because I read Dune 1 and the first half of Dune Messiah. But after that I didn't get very far. Nah, there's a Panzer up, I shouldn't even try. I liked Dune 1 a lot. Dune is great. It's a good book. You should read it. If you haven't and you want to chat. Because it's tight, well-written. All the characters are smart, which is part of the reason I like them so much. It's in Dune 2 where everyone, it's in Dune Side where everyone starts acting out of character that bothers me. And I think it's largely because they start explaining stuff in the third or second book that if you just read the first two books don't make any sense. Which is a problem, because, you know, most people, at least I know, check out at the... No, there we go. Ooh, that was tight. That was very tight. Got his barrel, though. Okay, we're holding here. Aw, we couldn't even take out a barrel there? I read Dune freshman high school year and was a Frank Herbert fan from there on. I guess I probably would have been about a freshman in high school when I was reading it. But then again, I've read a ton of other science fiction too, so there's that. Because one of the big appeals of Dune, I think, is that for the time it was extremely revolutionary in what it was doing. But in this day and age, Dune has not only been ripped off, or taken from as inspiration. Let's just be a little bit more charitable and say it that way. That what a lot of the things Dune did at the time have been done since then and better by other people. Not to mention, my taste in science fiction trends more towards actual military sci-fi. So I like more of that stuff. And I like the grand epic storytelling too, but I am very much a military sci-fi fan. And I like epic military sci-fi a lot. And Dune does an awful lot of philosophizing. Dune reminds me a lot of, if you read the Conan books and you get to Queen of the Black Coast, that is what I would say Dune is science fiction's Queen of the Black Coast. Because it dips a lot harder into philosophy than, say, John Carter of Mars, or something like that. Give me 1 second, chat. I need to go take a wee, and I need to refill my water real quick, because my throat is about to rip out. I read Herbert Niven, Pornell, and Vonnegut at the ripe age of 14, says Aridale. 1 second, chat. Alright, I'm back. What I've read of Jerry Niven's Ring, I have enjoyed so far. It is a It's a good book. I have not completed it yet, all the way through. Most of the way through. Oh, go away, YouTube. Get off my back. I need to read a few other science fiction authors. A lot more than I have. I need to read the Andromeda Strain and a few others. And I can't mention right now because I can't think of them, which is bothersome. Jerry Pournelle's series is very interesting, but for me, the character is enough of an irredeemable asshole that I just don't like him very much. You have to have, for me to really get stuck into a series, the character has to have some redeeming value. Like, he has to have at least one thing that one rule he won't break for any reason. But the main character in the Jerry Pournelle Janissary series, he's just over here like, you know, I probably have this thing I shouldn't do, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Because I'm a fucking asshole, that's why. It's like, but why? Why? You know this is wrong. You know you shouldn't do this. You know that this is stupid. But he does it anyway. Why are you dumb? Why are you really, really dumb? Like, this isn't just bad. It's not just evil what you're doing here. It's not just morally objectionable. From an intelligence standpoint, this is really dumb. Also, Anne McCaffrey's Pern books and Crystal series, as well as Greg Bear's Bear's Blood Music. I have not read that one. Or Dragon Riders of Pern. I read the Aragon series, and I read the Belgariad. Those are both really good, as far as fantasy goes. I also was one of those people who actually liked the Halo Forerunner trilogy. But then again, that's because I didn't know older Halo lore, and if I had known older Halo lore, I probably would have been much less of a fan. And there goes the Impel 128, and the... what was that? Ah, it was the Abrams over at Bravo. The Greg Bear's Forerunner trilogy is really good, though. If you haven't read it, if you don't pay attention to the fact that it's lore breaking, it's actually well written. But it has the problem that all retcons do. There are people who are fans of the original thing and are like, dude, why did you fuck with this? Why are you retarded? Which is absolutely fair. And knowing what I know now, it probably deserved it. But at the time, I thought it was very cool. There's always a danger in doing retcons of old franchises, because when you retcon an old franchise and you mess with the lore to the point that it can't be waved off as unreliable narrator, you often do more damage than good. Oh, I don't like that. I met Anne McCaffrey at Worldcon Winnipeg in the 90s. It was her last trip out of Ireland, says Rick. That sounds cool. Speaking once again of Rick's serious main character energy. Okay. Why? See, we don't have anti-gas at the moment. No one running anti-gas. Which means I'm going to have to be very careful about how I play from now on out, because I've not only got to worry about ground targets, like that leopard out there. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Oh, he breached me. He breached me. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Die. I'm gonna die. Maybe not. I think it's more Walter Mitty energy. Oh, I hope not, Rick. That would be a weird, strange and unpleasant experience. That is a movie I need to watch again. The original one, not the remake. Which is very good, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Okay, let's get in there. Yeah, he's got IR. There's nothing I can do there. Laser guided. Your flares mean nothing to me. This is laser guided. You're fucked. Will he get greedy? Will he get greedy? And if so, can I exploit that? I don't think so, because there's too many bad guys too close to me right now. Come on. Got one. Come on, get greedy. Oh, chat, that was so close. Oh. Shit. Things just happen to and for me. Sometimes it's right place, right time. Other times I make things happen. Yeah. Yeah, you're still not losing those main character allegations there, Rick. Okay. Winter? Snow? That. Drop artillery on him. I'm gonna try and make the Bradley work. Considering the amount of you have the same main character energy as my granddad. My grandfather was one of those. He was just seconds away from everyone who has ever mattered in history, in recent history. Like, he... Yeah, it is Airedale. See what I'm saying? Airedale and my grandfather, my grandfather knew Werner von Braun, and worked at Cape Canaveral on the rocketry project there. Estrella is busted. So, I have a lot of members of my family who are like, and especially my granddad, who are like this far from really important people. Met the man, refused to shake his hand. Yeah, World War II vet, not a big fan of a former Nazi. But he had to. He was a scientist. My grandfather didn't really care. Did not like him. He had a lot of pictures that from his time at Cape Canaveral, right up until my retarded aunt took it to school and one of her teachers stole it. My grandfather was quite the character. He was also in World War II on a submarine, and boy, he had some stories from that, let me tell you. And he worked at GM and a bunch of other places. It's one of those. Yeah, this guy is definitely main character energy. M848 A2G-A2. That is the really, really advanced version of that thing. We met the Mercury astronauts as well as the first 3 Saturn V crews. I can honestly say my ex-Battle Axe is extremely jealous of how I met and hung with people, even though I included her all the time with those meetings. She just hated my brain and personality by the end. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like some serious BPD problems there. Borderline personality disorder. The old, oh, I love this person. They're awesome. They get to do so many awesome things. I love them. They're great. They're great. They're great. And then, you know, by the end, they're like, I hate that they're able to do all these things. It's like, you are retarded. The Leopard 2A7 is available in-game, Rick. If I remember correctly, there's even a premium pack with it in there. Leopard's a good tank. Leopard is a really good tank. All of it. All of them are. They have weak side armor. Frontally, they're great. Really strong. They also have done a bunch of limited time Leopards, which concern me. Because some of those are really broken and others are just kind of retarded. No, she definitely had, she was multi-personality. Not judging, just asking, is arcade better than realistic for this BR? Arthur Hitchin, I could not tell you, my dude. I don't play arcade. I mean, I don't play realistic. I only play arcade at this BR. So, I couldn't really say. I tried realistic back in the day when I was first getting into this game, and since then I've gone back to it once or twice, but I've never really enjoyed it. So I would say, from my personal opinion, I think arcade is the best. Also had funny stories to tell about the Space Chimp. They let the chimp out before the press got picks, and when they tried to get him back in the capsule, he went spread eagle in the door and refused to go back in. Space time for Bonzo! Yeah. For me, I would say arcade is best, because it's the one I enjoy the most.
Crew positions.
But I am biased. Well, at least he didn't end up like, you know, the one dog the Russians sent up, or several of the monkeys we sent up, if I remember correctly. So I remember correctly, a couple of those didn't wind up coming back. Of course, those may have been the Russians ones, and I might just be mixing things up. Okay, what do we got out here? Got a Leopard 2A6. We need to get turned so we're not shoved up in here. Wedged, that would be not great. We have some folks around the corner ready to... Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Leica, the Rusky dog? Yeah. My dad has one of those. She is a absolute spitfire. 150% personality, though she's a lot smaller than the one in the pictures. She's a very mid-sized, dumpy dog. I'm not sure if it's the exact same breed of Leica, but my dad has a Leica. They're good dogs. She's 190% attitude. So if you don't want something that's very spirited, I would not suggest one for you. Okay. Holding good for now. Nammer. Ooh, he's doing the cheeky lock-on from distance. There's also a cosmonaut circling the Earth in a capsule still, and I think they lost one to a spacewalk too. Ah, the joys of, you know, people who don't use freedom measurements. Yeah, how's it feel, Russia, to have to be pulled kicking and screaming through every single world war you've been involved with? But they deployed so many people to World War II. Yeah, and who fed and supplied them? Oh, M109A1, that's the American one. But, yeah. I hope I answered your question there, Arthur. I hope I answered it sufficiently to your satisfaction. So. Also, I find there's one other consideration I would add to that. The ground arcade is much more forgiving when it comes to the economy than realistic is. It's cheaper. So if you manage to get a few bad games, you're not in the red when it comes to silver lines. They are bunched up down there, and they are holding like a honey badger at the moment. Okay, what do we got out there? We have a SPAA and a light tank. Now, if I were to sweep around here, go back here, hi. How you feeling? Not great? Understandable. Type 87, I don't want you anywhere near me, you little freak. You wretched little creature. I can't remember if that one gets the anti-tank rockets, but if it does, I don't want to be anywhere near it. Getting T.T.G.A is not my idea of a good time. Just like getting ganked by that Merkava over there is not my idea of a good time. Sir, have you considered reaching out to your dealer about your tank extended warranty? Aww. Sad. Merkava has that profile that just allows it to peak perfectly. It's a lot like the HSDVL like that. I will say, when it comes to military procurement, Israel is probably like top 3 in the world right now. Of course, everyone's still second best to the US, but they are there, which is definitely something worth mentioning. Come on, give me a bomber, give me a bomber, give me a bomber. Bomber! No bomber. I am saddened. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Okay. Get greedy. I dare you. Come on, push forward. You know you want to. There we go. Somebody got it. Those are both mine, which is why they didn't kill me. That's another big thing about Ground Arcade. You don't have to worry about your friend's team killing you as much. Although, if you're in an XM800T and the guy in the mouse decides that he really wants to be right where you are, he'll just run you over and it will destroy your tank. That was a less than pleasant experience. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get this sniping spot. Mouse, I want to be there, but I'm already here. Will you let me move out of the way? No, I want to be there. I'll move. No, you won't. Drives up on top of my tank, explodes. Of course, I've also killed my entire crew in an XM800T by crashing into things too fast. Because 60 miles an hour and yeet are not necessarily a good combination. Which is very funny. Funny, not particularly effective, but funny. Also, I've killed myself by actually running into enemy tanks before. Which doesn't kill them, unless they're open-topped. Then you might actually kill them by cooking off your ammunition, which is stupid. Really stupid, but also funny. Not a suggested tactic, by the way. Don't do that. It'll not work more times than it will. Okay, we are on test site. It seems we're getting more of the same maps this time around than we were last week. Which isn't terrible. I don't mind. One bit. up. Got a T-80 E1, a Leopard 2 PSO, a Leopard 2 PL, a Ramsagal, which is the bigger version of the Merkava, and a bunch of other tanks in here. Got T-80 BBM. Who's gonna try and be cheeky here and gonna get punished for it, because that's naughty. You're not supposed to be cheeky, T-80. You're not allowed to be cheeky. Russian tanks aren't allowed to be cheeky. Only I'm allowed to be cheeky. Okay. He's up here bullying our poor T-80 BBM. Let's go help our brother out here. Come on. Come on! TKX. Curse some Japanese bastard. Rants and elsewhere engine. Who stole the fucking gun? Gepard and its Orlican cannons are insane. To a 7. Way on out there. We are aware Aaron Hill just got eaten by that TKX that killed us earlier. Type 16 is trying to hold, God bless him. Should see exactly how successful he is. Endeavor. I think this will be a... Why? Why? That is not where I aimed at all. I was pointing at his side, video game. Okay, we need to drop this fuel tank. Get on him. AJ-37, you big old Dorito, come here. Okay, got him pushing up this side. Can't target that RDFLT, and I'm dead. Because I got killed in spawn by a Merkava. Again. Alright, we are at the 3-hour mark, ladies and gentlemen. We are about a quarter of the way to the XM975. I thank you all very much for coming by today. We are 3 hours in, so I'm going to call it here. Thank you all very much for coming by. Everyone for their questions, for hanging out and talking with me. I really appreciate it every single time, guys. It is a pleasure. Rick, Aridhale, Grizzled, everyone who came by today. Davyverse, Alf, gentlemen, pleasure as always talking with you. Thanks for all the blurps, gentlemen. Thanks to all the regulars and all the new people. If you consider leaving a like on the stream, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you like all this, please consider subscribing. We will be back this upcoming Wednesday with more Rogue Trader. We're going to have to reload back to the previous chapter. And we'll be grinding through the beginning of the Void Shadows DLC. So, until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Pete, Theoretical Nerd, signing off.